Hey guys, today in the Analects of Confucius 6.22, Confucius provides some definitions about wisdom and humaneness or benevolence, you could say as well, to the disciple Fan Shi, who was a really practical and really practical and down-to-earth disciple of Confucius who was training to be a government official. And of course, this really does connect to 6.21 and this idea of Confucius specially tailoring these responses for different people. And we see that because Confucius here provides a more, practical and things that you can do actively, those kinds of definitions, and all based on governing. Just all tailored and especially curated for Fan Shi's ears. And yeah, without further ado, let's see what he has to say. 6.22, Fan Shi asked about wisdom. The master said, work for what is appropriate and right in human relationships. Show respect to the gods and spirits while keeping them at a distance. This can be called wisdom. Fan Shi asked about humaneness. The master said, the humane man takes on the difficult first and will not attend to any benefits until he has completed his tasks. Okay, so like I've said, Fan Shi was one of the more younger disciples of Confucius, and he's very practical and down to earth, and he was training to be a government official. That's really all you need to know about him. And knowing this about him and his personality really shows why Confucius would want to respond in such a way that only focuses on government wisdom and government humaneness instead of something abstract. It's because, Fan Shi, first of all, is a really practical person and won't do very well with abstract concepts. And also, since he's focusing on governing, Confucius will give him some advice on governing with the special wisdom and humaneness that he is asking for. Confucius will give him these things, but put in the context of governing. So let's just look more into his response. So he says that wisdom, you have to work for what is appropriate and right in human relationships. So what this means is that you should devote yourself to what is morally correct and also beneficial for the people that you are looking after, your people that you are ruling and caring for. So this must be in more tangible ways, such as fair laws and sufficient food and public order, and also defending the vulnerable. And then we get to the other part, which is show respect to the gods and spirits while keeping them at a distance. So the gods and spirits that Confucius is referring to, these are ancestral spirits and also nature spirits, whom the people of the spring and autumn period really valued as a core concept in society, and they would often worship them and also sacrifice to them and so on. This was considered a really core part of, the governing system. And Confucius says that you should keep them at a distance, which means you shouldn't obsessively sacrifice to them and worship them, and you should respect them deeply, because you should respect them to the proper ritual kind of in that extent, but you shouldn't obsessively put all or most of your effort into the spirits instead of on the people that you're supposed to care for. So he's saying that you should put the people first and then the spirits. So nothing should ultimately overcome your sense of responsibility to the people that you are looking after. And so, yeah, this is essentially government wisdom, the practical government wisdom. And this is caring for the people in whatever benevolent, humane, and morally correct way. And also prioritizing the people over everything else, even the spirits. And then Fanshi asked about humaneness. And the master said, the humane man takes on the difficult first and will not attend to any benefits until he has completed his tasks. Okay, so this idea of taking on the difficult first. So a humane person would do the task first instead of thinking about the reward first. So you should be doing the task because it's the right thing to do, and you shouldn't really hesitate to do all the hard work, all the walking in the mud. And you should do the work first. You should willingly do the work first because, again, that is what is right. And then accept the reward and not really calculating the profits or working just for the reward. So you shouldn't think about the reward first. You should think about the work first. So essentially what this is saying is that the humane person doesn't want any kind of external validation or credit or whatever fame or wealth or whatever kind of reward. They're just doing it because it's the right thing to do. And any reward after that, any reward is just a natural occurrence, a natural consequence to your morally correct actions. And yeah, so the things that Confucius focuses on in 6.22 is that, first of all, again, just another heads up, this is not really a definition for everyone. It's only a definition that works and is tailored especially for Fan Chi, and it's only because he's training to be a part of the government. But of course, Confucius does get asked these questions quite often from his other disciples, and he actually says different things, depending on their personalities and what they want to do in life and what they believe in. And this kind of practical way that Confucius is approaching wisdom and humaneness is a kind of sign to say that virtue isn't just something that you think about or something that you say about, and it's actually shown in what you do. And so, yeah, and what you do is the most important. Of course, thinking about it and speaking about it is also very important, but you have to do what you say. And you have to say what you actually will do and what you actually can do. So, yeah. And also, another thing about this historical context is that Confucius focuses so much on the viewpoint that people should come first before spirits, and that is really because of the rulers during the spring and autumn period. They focused a lot of their time and their wealth solely on sacrificing to the spirits and often neglected the people who they are supposed to be serving. And so Confucius says that your main duty as a governor or a government official is to prioritize the people that you are ruling after first. And then you worry about the spirits. You don't let anything get in the way of you taking care of your people. And I guess you could also connect the rulers sacrificing to the spirits as they're trying to get some kind of reward or favor, like we talked about, I believe, a long time ago. But this also connects to what Confucius said about humaneness. You shouldn't care about getting the reward. You should only care about doing and being solely dedicated to the hard work, the muddy work first. And then you should let the rewards naturally flow to you. And that's just because if you do something right, if you focus on yourself and focusing on, again, doing the right thing and also at the same time cultivating your inner character, then other people will be naturally attracted to how good of a person you are and how I guess, yeah, they'll be naturally attracted to you and the rewards will come flowing naturally without you even having to seek them. So yeah, you should only focus on yourself and how you are doing in your life. And of course, other people we can't really control, and other situations and rewards we can't really control either. So it's better to focus on yourself and then wait for others to recognize how good of a person you are, and then the rewards will naturally come to you. And yeah, that'll be all today, and I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!